Hello, my name is Todd Hoagland. I'm a faculty member at the Medical College of Wisconsin and director of the Anatomical Gift Registry. I have the privilege of interacting with some of the altruistic donors registered with the program or their families, and I'm constantly amazed by the selfless dedication to helping others and making lasting contributions to healthcare and science. Recently, I spoke to a woman about returning the cremated remains of her late husband and found out that she was signed up with our Anatomical Gift Registry as well. Mrs. Foch had a bubbly personality and shared with me her desire to help train medical students. She also mentioned a grandson of hers, one of many grandchildren I might add, had graduated from the Medical College of Wisconsin, and she knew from her grandson's experience how crucial the body donors were to his medical education. This conversation inspired me to invite Mrs. Foch to answer some questions about her desire to become a body donor. I think it is important for our future physicians to know a little about the people who donate their bodies for their education, and it is my pleasure to have her with us today. Thank you for joining us, and happy birthday. When did you first decide to become a donor, and why?
When did okay. Actually, that depended on my husband, because he decided he wanted to be the donor. And I thought, if he can do it, I can do it. So I decided to give my body.
When you realized this program was different than organ donation, did you realize your body would be at the medical college up to 3 years?
Yes, I did, because I knew the experience that my grandson had. And he was pretty much an inspiration on this whole, I shouldn't say affair, on this whole thing that we wanted to do.
And tell me a little bit about your grandson. How was he an inspiration?
Well, of course, all your grandchildren are inspirations, but he happened to be in medical school, and he kept saying how difficult it was to get bodies. So I thought, okay, we could provide two.
Tell me how your family felt about your desire to join the Anatomical Gift Registry.
They were very, very supportive, because we have several physicians in the family, and they explained to the engineers who weren't necessarily so supportive that this is the right thing to do. And consequently, everybody was on board. That was great.
Nice. What would you like the students to know about you?
Oh, gosh, that would take a long time. But I think probably the one thing that I would want them to know is that it's okay to grow old. It's great to be old. Especially grandchildren are the light of your life. I would not give up this time in my life for anything. So just remember me as being a good nana.
Has it been explained to you what will happen to your body when it gets to the medical college?
It has, and that's fine, because I'm not around. I'm someplace else, and this is my gift to you, and do with it what you want.
What interests you most about medical science?
I think probably the field of cancer research. My daughter is a physician in radiation oncology, and it's fascinating how they have progressed from the time when my husband was a prostate cancer survivor, a bladder cancer survivor, and then it went on to other things which took his life. But within the 10 years that he first was treated, the method of treatment has progressed tremendously. Things that they did with him 10 years ago are now really completely obsolete. So, as I say, and cancer, of course, affects everybody. I don't know anyone who isn't affected by cancer. So that would probably be the most interesting field for me.
Interesting. Do you have any fear of dying?
I'm a little apprehensive. I'm not afraid to die. But I figure I'm not sure that I've collected enough brownie points to go directly up. So I've got to work on that a little bit. Am I afraid of dying? No, I'm not. I'm not.
How long would you like to live?
As long as I am mentally good mentally, and I mean able to understand everybody, and I'm sure you forget things, everybody forgets things, but the mental part of it, if I had a choice of what would go in my body, it would be my body and not my head, because I think that's very difficult to see someone who has been vital and wonderful all their lives, and then all of a sudden they don't recognize you. No, that's just not my style.
Yeah. What surgeries have you had in your lifetime?
Oh gosh, not all that many. Hysterectomy, a tonsillectomy. Of course, everybody had their tonsils out when I was a kid. I had a little cyst behind my jaw. Oh, I'm going to have some surgery. That sounds like I'm looking forward to it. Not really. Thyroid surgery, and I'm going to have my knees fixed so I can go dancing next year.
All right. Well, fantastic. Well, they won't be ready for your 80th birthday coming this weekend, but eventually.
A couple of glasses of wine will take care of that.
Excellent. Your husband, William, recently donated his body to our program.
Yes.
Please tell me a bit about how this impacted you and your family.
Well, this is the first time we have waltzed through this whole situation. And I think probably the only difficult part was when his body, I actually saw his body go into well, it wasn't a car, it was like an ambulance, and go. That was very difficult. But on the other hand, he wasn't there. He's in a much better place. And so you have to look at it that way. The body is just something that we're leaving here, and we go elsewhere.
And how about for the rest of your family? How do you think that they handled his donation?
I think probably equally as well. We had discussed it for so long that it was just something that was going to happen. And fortunately, Bill, his mind was good right to the end, and he was able to talk to all of the kids and say what his wishes were, and that was very definitely his wish. And you don't argue with someone who is dying as far as what their wishes are, no matter what your feelings are. But I think basically the kids were all on board.
Okay. If you could tell the students who study your body one thing, what would it be?
That's easy. Treat your patient like a person, not a disease. Remember that person has had a life, and talk to them about what their dreams are, what their family life is like. Just do a wonderful, just delve into their lives, and as much as you do their disease or their problems.
Oh, thank you so much for joining me today. It really has been my pleasure to talk with you.
No, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
The most important message I can send to the medical students is when a family entrusts us with one of their most sacred possessions, we have an obligation to keep faith with them by conducting ourselves respectfully, professionally, and ethically. The donors selflessly gave the most precious gift of all, their bodies, and granted us a very special opportunity. It is a privilege to study in the gross anatomy lab. Use this gift wisely, learn as much as possible, and treat these remarkable teachers with the utmost of care. By following these guiding principles, you will help fulfill the donor's final wish of making lasting contributions to healthcare and science. Thank you.